Good morning, I'm Sunetra Choudhury, political editor of the Hindustan Times, bringing you all that you need to know about COVID-19 on Monday, the 1st of June. First up, I'll look at the numbers. In the last 24 hours, there have been 8,742 new cases across the country, taking the total number of infections to 1.9 lakh. The number of deaths so far is 5,328. Which brings us to our top story. Ever since the lockdown started on March 24th, today is the day that unlockdown begins across the country. So, on a day like today, 200 new trains is scheduled to begin. However, some states have said that they have restrictions. Also, in just a week from now, malls, temples, other religious places will also be allowed to open as according to the latest Ministry of Home Affairs guidelines. This is not just happening in India, but across the world as well. The unlockdown has begun. In fact, primary schools will be allowed to reopen in the UK today. And on Sunday, the Pope came out at St. Peter's Square and blessed the crowds that had gathered over there. This is the first time since Italy was struck with the deadly coronavirus. Not just that, even in red zones here in India, offices will be allowed to open with 10% staff. Of course, in states, there are variations. So Maharashtra, for instance, which has had the worst impact of the coronavirus, they won't allow malls to open. However, they will allow shops to open on alternate days. Gujarat, which has also been hard hit, will also allow shops to open on alternate days. They have also eased travel restrictions. In fact, in Gujarat, people can also travel with pillion riders in two-wheelers. Delhi will announce its extensive plans today. Internationally, some countries have, of course, decided they will wait till they unlock down. So, for instance, Spain has extended the lockdown till the 21st of June. It was supposed to end on the 7th of June, but the Prime Minister addressed the nation and said that they would like to extend further. They will open up on the 1st of July. Between June 21st and the end of the month, people will be allowed to travel within their regions. In Spain, they've had 27,000 deaths so far and 2.3 lakh cases, but they have managed to really reduce the number of new infections. In fact, in the last 24 hours, they've had less than 100 new cases. So a dramatic drop in the number of cases. Now, in science, there's been a development. ICMR has announced that in their new study that has been done, they found that HCQ, or the anti-malarial drug, hydroxychloroquine, reduced the infection or chances of infection of healthcare workers by 80%. HCQ, they said, that's why given to not just healthcare workers, but to frontline workers, and they found that weekly dosages given over several weeks to healthcare workers reduced it by 80%, and this comes in the wake of several studies done internationally, including the WHO saying that it could be dangerous, especially for those with heart diseases. Of course, ICMR has said that just by itself, HCQ isn't enough and has to be used with personal protective gear. And finally, we've seen several sporting events being cancelled, including the Wimbledon, which was cancelled for the first time since 1945. But could the US Open take place? Well, it's scheduled for the end of August, and authorities are saying that they are looking at options, at ways that they can have the tournament in a safe manner. Well, what are these options and how will they hold it? For instance, they're saying that they're going to fly in all the players by chartered flights with very limited entourage. They're also going to have centralized housing, and of course, they will have to take a corona test before they start off for the US Open. And they also say that at any cost, there won't be any spectators at the tournament. Well, those are the news updates for now. Keep tracking them on HindustanTimes.com.